It's one of the reasons I don't go to the 18th century. It's all sort of, I have left my carte de visite at the porch of the Reverend Nibbles.
Hello, time travellers. Hello, Ed. Ed, what are you doing? Ed?
I'm behaving with outward honesty.
What on earth is that? What do you want about this week?
Well, we're going to talk about manners, which is the worst possible minefield. Every society, everything is different, but I'm behaving with outward honesty, as Erasmus recommends. I am not looking around like a madman. I'm not staring, which is aggressive. I'm not puffing my cheeks. I'm keeping my face still without looking like a loony.
Because lots of people ask us, when we're going to turn up. It could be in the street in Victorian London, you could be in a tavern in 17th century America, you could be in Roman Britain, anywhere. Really, if you don't have good manners, people are going to pick up on you, you're going to get pointed out, and when you get pointed out, you get beaten up. So we're going to have a little look at what you can and can't do to keep yourself out of trouble more than anything.
Indeed. All we can do is give a few examples from our experience and interests, because humans always have manners. Every society on Earth ever has manners. You can probably go back to the Denisovians in their cave 500,000 years ago, and there'll be some sort of manners going on. It's just the way humans operate. All societies, always.
Did you know what the most basic manners amongst humans is?
Yeah?
Don't eat each other. Yeah, don't eat each other.
Yes. Cannibalism
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, no. You see, you're not in my tribe. You're not even in my family, Ed. So therefore, because I know you only run as fast as a chicken, why don't I hunt you? And it's some convention that humans have come up with of, it's a really, really good idea, even though you're not family, to not eat you. Otherwise your cousins will be round to eat me next week. So that's our first manner, in my opinion.
Well, I think there's even earlier ones than that. Some things that we still do probably go back far in our evolution, and our cousins, the great apes, do it. The sort of grinning thing. You don't grin at somebody and go like that. You'll scare them. You don't show your teeth. It's aggressive. But you sort of can grin, even though it can be seen as aggressive, because it's also seen as, I'm grinning, but it means no harm. A lot of our manners probably go back for ever and ever and ever and ever. But they're not going to be so much as a problem. If you're going to go back and holiday with the hominids, you're going to have to take a lot of care anyway, and I doubt if you're going to be sitting down for a grooming party with a loads of Zinjanthropus bozai. Mark, tell me, why have you got a bit of rag over your shoulder?
Oh, I'm being medieval polite. I thought you want to talk about where to put your napkin, so I went and got myself a napkin and thought, I'm a polite medieval Tudory person. I'm going to a banquet. I'm going to sit in a big hall with Henry VIII at one end, and I don't want to stand out. I've got my napkin here more than anything because it's going to help me keep my fingers clean, because I'm going to be eating with my fingers. And so when partaking in the food, which is going to be laid out in front of me, I need to be able to every now and then finish eating and just wipe the fingers, wipe the mouth, just keep myself nice and clean. I'm also showing a little bit of status. Look at that, cloth to wipe your fingers on, not part of my clothes. So everything about this is a little bit of fine dining. A lot of people say to us, well, I want to go to the Roman times. They want to see gladiators, and then they want to go for dinner afterwards. They want to go for dinner like they've seen in the films. Well, when you go to real Rome, you're going to get a couple of little shocks. The first thing you want to do is lie down, because everyone looks like they lie down. Well, if you're a lady, I'm afraid you're not allowed to, and you really got to be one of the senior guests to get the lying down couch. The rest of you sit like us, enjoying. And then if you're a bit uncouth, you're going to go pick up and go, oi, there's a vase on the table. Now that's not a vase. If it's a bowl-shaped thing on the table, drink out of it. Okay? Don't go wondering where the flowers are or washing your fingers in it. That's your cup.
The thing about lying on a bed eating, then, that's only for male guests and the sort of top end of them.
Yeah.
So how does everyone else eat? You just...
They sit down like we do.
Oh, right.
They sit on a bench.
Yeah.
The other one that upsets them, if you've read the wrong books and you pop back to your Roman dinner called the Cena, everyone seems to know that you go off to a small room to be sick. No, you don't. You don't do that in anybody's house. It's a complete misunderstanding. So there's you, stood up, feeling a bit off, Your Honour, in the corner. You're straight out. Don't do that.
There's no vomitarium.
No, well there is, but it's a word. It's a word for a passage. Please don't be sick in there.
That's a great shame, because I was planning a trip to Rome to go and visit a vomitarium.
The other bit you,
I think I shall
you
avoid
might
that
not
now.
need to know. You'll have seen spoons like that when you're in Rome, won't you, Ed? What you've got to remember is, eaty with that end, if you want to look well cultured and well mannered, if there's a nice little dish of snails, this pointy end is for oiking your snail out, so that you look good and cultured. Remember all those when you're in Rome, won't you?
Well, it's things like, I mean, I don't know whether the Romans did. There's lots of frescoes and mosaics of people dining and things, but I like the universal tablecloth theory, which is that it's only very recent years we've abandoned the tablecloth, and I know my ma insists on tablecloths, and they have to be pressed. A tablecloth is a special thing, but tablecloths are one of those things that seem to go back forever and ever, and even people quite poor off, even people eating in a trench. I've got some pictures of people from 1620. They've dug a hole that they're sitting in, and they've laid out a picnic between them, and they've got a tablecloth on it, and everything is laid out properly. That just seems to go back forever.
Should
Why?
always be proper. Can we jump forward to my favourite, the 18th century?
Okay, yeah. But that's all awful. I
Glasses.
hate all that Jane Austen-y, privy my lord.
No.
I am calling on Mr. Twiddlewick. Yeah.
If you want... Yeah. Yes, but if you are calling on Mr. Twiddlewick...
I don't want to call on Mr. Twiddlewick.
Yes,
That's the
you
nightmare.
do.
It's one of the reasons I don't go to the 18th century. It's all sort of, I have left my carte de visite at the porch of the Reverend Nibbles. I mean,
Yeah.
God, it's a nightmare.
Well,
it's a minefield.
when-
What do I do with a glass
when
then?
I-
Come on.
When I force you back there and we go for tea, when they pass you a glass of claret, please remember to hold it like that at the base. That makes you into a cultured gentleman. Holding it like that, just some rustic, hoary-handed peasant. But this way, gentleman. That's what they want. And then they'll invite you in for dinner.
I don't know if this is the problem with the 18th and 19th century. I don't know if I like to go back and go to a rough pub where it doesn't matter and people leave you alone, because there is that awful Jane Austen-esque. I mean, you also have to, if you move to an area, you've got to wait for the neighbours to visit you if you're well off. You might sit in your house for months. You'll have a really boring trip, but the difference is you can go to India if you're British and you go to India in the 19th century. They come and you go and visit them first. So it's easy. You can actually meet people. But it's horrible. All this society nonsense and I am meeting the Reverend Chigglewingle.
I've just remembered though, if you're doing any Raj visits, if I say to you, young Lord Edmund, please come round for tea at 3, you must remember the British cultured manners. Don't turn up till 4. Always 1 hour after I ask you. Otherwise you've ruined Victorian England.
Well, isn't it still like that?
No, that's just you.
Right. Okay, that was terribly, terribly bad form to arrive anywhere on time, or be sensibly dressed, or be civilised or well behaved in any way. That's what I was taught at school.
I think we've come full circle there. Anyway,
Yes,
what we have to remind people, you go back into your
trance of
posh
manners.
trance
I'm not looking at you, because that's aggressive.
You there?
I'm not looking away.
Good. Right,
Yes.
and I shall remind everybody, wherever you are, watch what other people are doing, and if they're not getting beaten up, try and follow them. Bye, time travellers.
Bye-bye.
Hi, time travellers. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, don't forget to subscribe, like us, and share. And we're always looking forward to your comments below. Cheers.